On Friday the 1st of January 2010, I woke up feeling extremely unwell. It was around 11 AM. I thought I was coming down with a severe flu. Prior to Christmas, I had tonsillitis. I wasn't feeling myself at all, tired, run down, groggy, but not like I woke up on this day. I had a really severe headache. My body was stiff, I couldn't move, I was vomiting. I was sort of sensitive to the light. I just felt really unwell. I fell back asleep, and then Mum was concerned, so she rang the out of hours doctor. Because it was the 1st of January and I was a young adult, they refused to visit the house. They would only visit elderly people. I just was getting worse and worse as the day went on, but I knew that this was more than flu. I was so unwell. I was tired, my body was aching. I actually thought something was seriously wrong. Later that night, probably around 9 o'clock, Mum decided I would needed to go to hospital. She'd been doing some research and Googled my symptoms online. What she found was that I was had symptoms of meningitis. So we went to the hospital. Initially, there wasn't too much concern. Swine flu was very topical at the time, so they thought I'd maybe just developed a strain of this. The doctors took me through, took my blood pressure, hooked me up to the heart monitor. My heart was beating. It was actually racing. It was right off the monitor. My temperature was extremely high. I started to vomit at this stage uncontrollably, couldn't stop being sick, couldn't even take fluids, drink water. What happened next was the doctor came in for another assessment, and by now I had developed small purple spots on my stomach, which later transpired to be septicaemia. The doctor was concerned, so he said as a precaution that he would put up an intravenous strip and start treatment for meningitis, although this couldn't be confirmed until the next day because a doctor would have to carry out a lumbar puncture to assess, first of all, if it was meningitis, bacterial or viral, and then also what strain. The next day, I woke up and my whole body was covered in a purple rash, which was the septicaemia. The bacteria had completely taken over my body. The test came back and revealed that it was in fact meningococcal B, meningitis and septicaemia. I responded well to the treatment, intravenous strips 3 times a day and fluids for the first couple of days. I spent 11 days in total in hospital. Some days were obviously worse than others. The first 48 hours I think was crucial. Since then, I've made what I believe to be a good recovery. The first year was extremely tough. I was constantly tired. I went back to work and I did struggle. I sort of experienced headaches as well, which the doctor explained was unfortunately an after effect of meningitis, and it would be something that I would have to live with. Thankfully, these have eased and I don't experience headaches quite as often or as frequent anymore. It's been 2.5 years since I contracted meningitis and septicaemia, and I feel like I have made a full recovery. Obviously there's times where I do feel a bit tired and a bit run down, but all in all, my progress has been good and I've recovered well. I've got involved with Meningitis Research Foundation since then, as they provided my mum and dad with amazing support whenever I was in hospital and throughout my recovery as well. So I've taken part in fundraising events, as I think it's nice to give something back. Recently I completed an abseil down a cliff edge and into the sea. Took part in a zip line as well. My family have got involved. My brother completed the Belfast Marathon last year and raised over £500 for Meningitis Research Foundation. I feel really lucky to be alive. there's so many people that just the symptoms go unnoticed for a period of time, and by the time that they do realise that it could be meningitis, it's too late, the disease has taken over. So I am so lucky that my mum and the doctors helped to save my life.